It began quietly. Initially, there were only some fringe reports, rumors from unknown persons, and a few leaked emails that hinted that global authorities were discreetly investigating President Cyril Ramaphosa's business operations. The allegations alluded to potential connections to cross-border financial offenses, large sophisticated transactions involving offshore trusts, private accounts, and campaign funds that allegedly went through doubtful hands. Most people wrote it off as political rumor, the kind of background noise that is always present around an incumbent head of state. The real storm broke though when news started spreading that not only was there an investigation but there was even an actual arrest warrant apparently laid by international anti-money laundering authorities. All of a sudden the rumors were not about corruption but about possible handcuffs, foreign legal action against South Africa's incumbent president. The ANC was quiet for days. Ramaphosa's office said nothing to clarify, deny or reassure. Gossip only seemed to get South Africans more agitated. The question people started asking was, if there is no truth to this, why not tell us so? Why allow gossip to build and creep? The pressure mounted until finally Mbalula stood before the cameras to speak to the elephant in the room. At an emergency press briefing hurriedly convened, Mbalula began in a familiar vein, complained about the media, charges of misinformation, and threats of destabilization. He berated the reporters for pursuing shadows and blamed unspecified forces for attempting to bring down the ANC government. But then the question everyone was asking was President Ramaphosa under threat of international arrest warrant? Mbalula's reaction surprised journalists. "These rumors are not worth considering," he said bluntly. "They are designed to destabilize. Do not pose questions that generate chaos." Wait, what? Not a denial, not an explanation, but a warning. Mbalula didn't say there isn't a warrant. He didn't say Ramaphosa's name is clean. He just advised the public not to inquire about it. That silence, coupled with his refusal to deal with the matter openly, only served to escalate suspicion nationwide. This is not the first time ANC leaders have avoided straight answers. But this seems different. The stakes are higher. If the speculation that there is an international warrant out for him is true, even at an early investigatory stage, it could ignite a political and diplomatic nightmare for South Africa. Analysts are cautioning that Mbalula's refusal to address the allegations directly might actually be an indication that something more is being kept secret from the public. And let's not forget Minister Gad Mantesh's recent overseas arrest has already tainted the ANC's image. When Mantes was arrested over illegal mining contracts with foreign syndicates, it shook the entire continent. Israel next. As much as the ANC leadership keeps mum, rumors within government circles depict a sinister scenario. Dozens of whistleblowers have reportedly intimated foreign intelligence queries attributed to top-ranking officials and their offshore investments. Ramaphosa's campaign finances, private trust funds, and mining interests belonging to foreign interests have reportedly raised eyebrows overseas. One anonymous insider is said to have told a reporter, "There are documents. If they emerge, the whole top hierarchy of the ANC will be rocked to the core." Mantesh was the warning shot. Ramaphosa is the target. Throughout the nation, regular South Africans are forced to look on as their leaders frantically grapple behind closed doors while they themselves bear the brunt of a fractured economy, spiraling costs, and destroyed faith in institutions. Mbalula's words, rather than steadying the ship, have merely thrown gasoline onto the blaze of public anger. Social media is raging with hashtags #WhereIsTheWarrant, #Ramaphosa, and #Bolano trending on Twitter and TikTok. The mood is one of unmistakability. If it has nothing to hide, why the deafening silence? If Ramaphosa were innocent, why didn't he address the country directly? Why is the ANC resorting to enigmatic avoidance statements and not hard facts within the party? There are deepening divisions. Younger ANC leaders are quietly calling for greater openness. There have even been calls by some provincial leaders for a behind-closed-doors meeting to insist on clarity from the leadership while opposition parties are at the gate ready to pounce. DA, EFF, and Action SA have already made public statements calling for answers. In the shadows, it is claimed emotion is being prepared in order to force Ramaphosa into parliament to address these claims directly. And this is where things become serious. If Ramaphosa does not comply, South Africa will be in the midst of a live constitutional crisis. The options are straightforward but dismal. Either the president steps forward with a clear explanation complete with public revealing of his financial transactions and campaign donations, or the ANC is plunged into a legitimacy crisis that it might not survive. The opposition is already gearing up. Helen Zille of the DA was once quoted to say, "If the president has nothing to fear, he must show the people the truth. If he does not, then we have to assume the worst." Julius Malema went even further and demanded his resignation forthwith. "We cannot have a president hiding behind silence while the country burns." Gayton Mackenzie, never tactful, stated that South Africans are being led by men with deeper pockets than loyalty to the people. The rest of the world is also paying attention. Should any extradition or interrogation request be officially made to Ramaphosa, it might destroy the diplomatic position of South Africa. Relations with its major trading partners and global financial institutions would go sour in a single night. The nation's delicate economy, already vulnerable to inflation, high unemployment, and load shedding, may not withstand the shock. And yet throughout all of this, Ramaphosa himself has not uttered a word, no TV address, no official press conference, no other statement beyond the vague words spoken by his supporters. The quiet is resounding. Pundits say the president might be stalling, seeking advice from attorneys, or negotiating behind the scenes with international officials. Others contend he is trapped, unable to refute charges that are too extensively documented to be ignored. Whatever the motivation, each day of certainty whittles away at what little confidence exists. Molo's cryptic and near-brusque reply has raised more questions than answers. But something is certain. The public wants the truth, and it's not letting up. Political commentators are warning that South Africa is potentially at the beginning of an era of unreversible accountability. An era where no politician, however entrenched, is safe from scrutiny.